Hi, my name is Mike Morrison. I'm director of Rapid BI Limited, a performance company. It's not just about having some good background training. It is about understanding the psychology of people. It is about understanding perhaps some of the coaching processes. But as an individual, it's about being a number of things. It's about being confident in knowing who you are and where you're going. Coaching isn't about therapy. It's not about sharing your concerns with the person you're working with. It's about being focused on them. Being a coach, you need to be ahead of your client. When you're asking a client to do something, whether it be in their own head or whether it be to explain a particular process, while you need to be in the here and now with where they are, it really is about being present, about listening to them, reacting to their reactions, reading their body language, interpreting, making sure that what you're asking them to do or you're challenging them about, they're really understanding. And also then being ready to take it to the next step. It's about keeping some pace on. But if you want to be a successful coach, I think you've got to start success from the very beginning, and you've got to recognise that. And if things aren't quite working, that's when things have got to change. Grow's quite good. There's lots of other models, catch up, tools. There are lots of acronyms out there, and a million and one. And an acronym is only an aid memoir. It's only something to help the coach remember what it is that they're supposed to be doing at a point in time, taking the client through a process. So it's about what process do you need to take the individual through. There are lots of other tools. For instance, I quite often use hypnosis with high performers. It's not that I put them on the couch and send them into deep trance. Don't do that. What I found is that there's certain types of language patterns, certain ways of using words to help encourage people to make the decisions that they're going to make faster. If you like, to give them permission in a different way. So I will quite often use that, and I've found that rather than having 3 or 4 sessions, I can get the job done quite often in 1 session. If you're going to be a coach, you've got to be successful. To be successful, you've got to have a regular income, and you've got to have enough income. So therefore, what is it you're doing? Who is it you're targeting? And are you going to build up enough of a good reputation to keep that work coming in? You almost need that before you start being a coach. To be a coach, you've got to be flexible, you've got to be adaptable, you've got to be educated. You can't just do one course and expect to follow a formula and expect it to work with all clients. It doesn't work that way. I'm sure there are people out there that they get away with that for a period of time. I've been doing this stuff a long time, and I've seen a lot of coaches, mentors, trainers and consultants come and go. The ones that hang around are the ones that adapt, are the ones that keep learning, and the ones that know that there's always something new around the corner. Not that it's the emperor's new clothes, but it's something else to add to the toolkit. And sometimes you've got to use something that's 30, 40 years old. Sometimes you've got to use the new stuff. It's about using what's appropriate. And, if you want to be a new coach, train, learn, observe, be coached by somebody that's successful. A lot of coaching programs want other students to coach them. So for instance, you can't become a trainee coach unless you have a coach yourself. Well, that's great, but how successful is the coach? Are they just coaching you in their process, their formula, which I'm sure works for some people some of the time? Guaranteed it won't work for all of the people all of the time. So have more than one coach, have lots of coaches maybe, but do what works rather than just following the process. It's got to be about helping people to achieve what it is that they couldn't do before. Especially at the top level. When you're working with people that are world class, and you know they're world class, and they know they're world class, and you can help them get that little bit more consistent, that 1/10 of a second somewhere, to come off the track feeling that little bit more confident than they were before. Sometimes quite difficult to measure, but the feeling that you just get inside, I can feel it now, it's just tingles just running completely throughout your body. It's just the most fantastic feeling ever, knowing that you've contributed a bit to helping somebody else be the best that they can possibly be as consistently as possible. And there's just no feeling in the world like that.